Alright, so let's open up a fresh instance of Massive. And first we're going to go to the amp envelope. And we're going to take the sustain and drag it all the way down. And the decay, we're going to drag down just a little bit. Next we're going to select one shot over here. And what this does is it makes it so that no matter how long the note played is, it will play for as long as the decay setting. All right, next we're going to set up our oscillators. First oscillator I'm using is a smooth square. Going to drag the wavetable all the way to the left. And the amp knob we're going to bring back just a little bit. The next two oscillators we can leave on saw 1. And we're going to drag both of their wavetable position knobs to the right. And the third oscillator is going to be pitched down by 1 octave. Let's take a listen to this. Okay, set the amp knobs of the second oscillator up to a little past noon, and the third oscillator to about 10 o'clock. Okay, now we're going to route these all to filter 1. And we're not using a filter, but the reason we're routing it to filter 1 is because if we look in the routing tab, insert 1 is placed over filter 1. Now we can change this, but since it's left there by default, it's a good idea to route everything to filter 1 anyway, because we're going to be using this insert to apply an effect later. And if I have them routed to filter 2, you can see down here, half of the signal will not be getting processed. So everything on filter 1. Okay, next let's look at the voicing tab. Going to be using 5 voices for this sound. Going to turn on the pitch cutoff and pan position settings and drag this down to about 0.5 and bring it up just under halfway. Pan position we're going to drag almost all the way to the left. Okay, now on the Osc tab we're going to activate restart via gate. And what this does is it makes all of the oscillators start in the same phase as each other, and it gives it more of a powerful attack. Okay, also in this tab, we're going to give it a little bit of vibrato. So we're going to turn the depth up just a little bit and the rate up a little past halfway. All right, now we're going to take LFO5 and we're going to assign it to the pitch of all 3 oscillators. Oscillator 1, we're going to be modulating by 0.45. And the next 2 is going to be 1.35. And this is what's going to be responsible for most of the raspiness of the sound. Okay, set the rate all the way up, turn off restart, and set it to a triangle wave. All right, now to distort it a little bit, we're going to be using a hard clipper on insert 1. All right, now just to illustrate my point from earlier, I'm going to drag all these down to where they were by default, and you can hear the difference. Sounds kind of messy, whereas if I bring them all to filter 1, it sounds more focused. All right, now outside of Massive, we're going to be high passing at around 271. And we're going to be using a reverb as well. We have a 1.6 second decay, a medium-sized room, and dry wet at about 40%. All right, now to finish off this sound, we need to give it more of a percussive hit because you can't really achieve this within the sound design itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to layer a snare and a tom hit over every note of this to really accentuate the attack. So the snare I'm using just sounds like this. And the tom sounds like this. For both of these, I am editing the decay and sustain parameters of the simpler device. Whereas if I bring this up, you can hear what the tom sounds like. That's not what we want. We really just want that quick attack. So bring it down to about 200. And same goes for the snare. So bring it down. All right, now I'm going to let you hear the before and after layered on top of the instrument. All right, there you go. That's all there is to it. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next video.